What's going on, YouTube world? This is your guy, your internet brother, your internet friend, Sealz the man. Thank you for coming back and checking your boy out. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about the things that you don't think matters, or more specifically, the things that women don't think is a big deal, but men notice instantly. The things I'm gonna talk about in today's video, from what I've heard from women directly, and just know from life's experiences, a lot of them feel like these things aren't a big deal, don't really matter to them. We're talking about men here, a whole nother atmosphere and world of thinking and mentality. So those things matters to us. As y'all know, I talk about understanding the mind of good men, decent men. This is another video to fortify this type of education coming from your guy, all right? Now let's get started on the very first thing that a lot of women don't feel like is a big deal or don't really matter, but it actually is, and men notice them immediately, and that is the way you gossip and who you gossip on. Now listen, I understand. I grew up in a household with a lot of women, and one thing they all had in common was gossiping. But also listen to this. I'm not saying it is a bad thing, but it can be. I'm not saying you should not gossip to your man or any man in your life, but when done in a poisonous way, it can be detrimental. It used to be so funny back in the day. My grandma would just gossip and I would just sit there and just learn so much, things I didn't ask to know, especially since she's a church lady. So I just known a lot of things, let's just say that. But I know she gossiped around me because she trusted me. So I knew where her heart was. But that is something that men notice instantly when they are interested in you. How you gossip, the manner you gossip, and who you gossip on. That is also important, because if you're willing to gossip on important people in your life, people who are instrumental in your life, people who are actually trying to help you and make you better, and you still gossip on them in a negative way, he may start to judge you because you are judging others. What also matters is how you gossip. Are you a negative Nancy gossiper? Is it all bad talk when you gossip? Do you believe in he say, she say, and make it law? Do you spread rumors? So especially in the case when a new man is interested in you and you gossip in this way, he may think that it may be hard to trust you, because what's holding you back from gossiping on him? Especially if you gossiping on people who are actually trying to help you. So that is a thing that a lot of men notice instantly that you may not think is a big deal. The way you gossip and who you gossip on, and if you are a big gossiper, all right? We're just being real here. Let's go to the second thing that y'all may think is not a big deal or doesn't really matter, but does to a lot of men is, all right, let me see how to put this. The percentage of how you unload on what you're going through versus how you receive when you are being unloaded on. Now let me explain what that means. Say for instance, you're going through something in life and you got your man, he's a good man, he's a good listener. You feel comfortable enough, you trust him enough to unload on him, meaning tell him what you're going through, venting, just pouring out, because you don't want to hold that in, and you trust this person to be able to pour out whatever you're going through, right? Versus how you are when you are being unloaded on, when your man wants to talk to you about the things he's going through, when he wants to vent to you, when he wants to talk about the things that he's struggling with, when he wants to unload. So that's what unloading is. Now, the thing with unloading is it can be stressful, it can be tough, it can be difficult to assimilate and take in, because a lot of people trauma unload. A lot of people unload a lot of heavy things on their partner, which can almost bring a dark cloud. You would be surprised on the things that people are going through. But when they feel like they have that partner, that person to talk to, it helps alleviate them. But what a lot of people don't take into consideration is what the effect it has on the person they're telling to, right? So for me, I don't mind you unloading on me because I can take it. And if I am your man, as a good man and a decent man, there's no problem with that. I want to know these things, right? Because I care about you. But that does not take away the fact that it may still make me feel kind of sad, angry even. And maybe I want to help you with this issue, but I can't for whatever reason. And that could be heavy on me as the recipient. But when it comes to this point, right, the things that men notice is how good of a listener you are, how good of a person or a woman you are as you take in his information. Do you give feedback? Are you attentive? Are you present? Are you with him when he's talking to you about these things? Do you seem like you care? He noticed these things because if he is doing these things for you when you unload on him, he wants there to be a balance between the two. He doesn't want to be a man who cares for you in these times of venting and unloading, but you don't seem like you care when he's unloading to you. That's imbalance, it's selfish, and it don't seem fair, and that makes a man not want to tell you anything. So the way you are there for him when he's unloading, when he's venting to you, when he's relaying information to you matters, and men notice that. And if you are good at those things, if you act like you care, he's going to want to tell you more things. He's going to want to come to you in those times of confusion or anger, disappointment, and someone to talk to. He's going to want to do those things because you are a participant, a healthy participant in his unloading. All right. If you are not, he will also notice that as well. Don't be a good talker and unloader and not a good listener and a participant. All right. The next thing that men notice instantly that a lot of women don't think is a big deal is her voice tone in certain situations. If you are a woman who yells a lot or is super aggressive when he asks you a simple question, or if he's inquiring about something very basic, he will notice that voice tone. If he is coming to you in times of dissatisfaction or some kind of emotional state, and you're coming to him with a nonchalant tone, like you don't care to listen, like you don't care what he's talking about, he's going to notice that voice tone. Your voice tone is important, especially to certain situations, and a man will notice that. And your voice tone also includes your demeanor, your posture, your body language, your facial expressions. Those things shows if you're there with him in that moment or you're not, or you don't care to be. Your voice tone speaks a story beyond the words that you're actually saying back. So you may think that this is maybe just how I talk. I talk very low. Or I talk very aggressively, or I talk very cool. That may be fine to you, but certain situations demand a certain type of tone. And sometimes you have to step outside of your usual self in order to help your man, in order to help your partner. Your usual doesn't need to be your standard. Remember that. The next thing that men notice about their woman instantly, that a lot of women don't really think is a big deal or don't think matters, is how you react around other attractive women when you're with him. Woo, this is a deep one. And I've been in a situation, a relationship, where my ex was a very jealous woman, a very possessive woman of me. And sometimes that possessiveness would blind her. It would blind her into thinking that I wanted other women just because they were attractive. It would blind her into thinking that me having a conversation with another woman just because she's attractive means that I'm trying to flirt with her. It used to blind her into thinking that just because an attractive woman was around me, that she was trying to get me. And none of those things were ever the case. Good Lord. So, how you react around attractive women depends on how much you trust your partner, your man. That's another level to this, another layer to this. If you trust your man, then you should be able to handle the presence of another beautiful woman or attractive woman, because your man is your man and you are his woman. There are no others. My woman, my lady, you are not the only beautiful woman in this world, but you are my beautiful woman. And that is all that matters. Any other beautiful woman, I don't care about. Yes, they're beautiful. Yes, they're attractive. But you are my beautiful woman. And there is no extension to that. Me and you, all right? But how you react when other beautiful women are around or other attractive women are around, men are able to tell and they take note on it. Because if you are a jealous woman, a woman who can't handle that type of presence, a man won't be able to trust you and bring you around other people because he doesn't know how you're going to react. If you're going to be embarrassing, if you're going to try to call him out or call her out, or just act weird. It is not a comfortable conversation. It's not a comfortable situation if you act negatively or ugly around other beautiful people. Also, the things you say when other beautiful women are around, the little jokes you make. If you're the type of woman that says like, oh, who she thinks she is? Ew, why is she wearing that makeup like that? Oh, she thinks she hot stuff. That woman ain't say nothing to you. So why are you being so negative about her? She may be the nicest woman in the world. But just because you think she's doing too much based on how good she looks, you're going to say negative things about her to your man to make him feel the same way you feel. That's toxic. And when you're saying these things, your man may be quiet and acting as if he's listening to you, but he actually is, and probably judging you. Trust and believe he's noticing your ways. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, the things that you may think is not a big deal, but is to a lot of men, and they pick up on instantly, is how you handle his secrets and the private info that he gives you. Let me give an example. Y'all get into an argument and y'all going back and forth. And then it gets to a point where you, for example, don't know what to say. And now you use some information, some private information that he gave you, a secret that he told you about, against him to get the better of him in that argument, to win this argument. Because you know if you say this thing to him, it's going to shut it down. It's going to shut him down. If you are that type of woman, that type of person, you are untrustworthy. You are toxic. You are petty. And your man will notice that. Because now he's going to think, I can't tell you anything. I can't trust you. Another example, you using his information that he gave you, the private info, his secrets, as a joke, an insider that none of y'all asked for. You are being petty, toxic, and untrustworthy. Men notice that. even when it's in a playful manner. If you use private information that he told you and trust in Sealz, he's going to notice that. And now he's going to move accordingly to that. And you may think it's not a big deal, right? You might say, oh, I was just joking. I was just playing around. Come on, you know how I am. Nah, that is not something you play with, because he told you something in confidence and now you're using it against him or throwing it out there immaturely for a selfish reason. Not a good look. So these 5 things that I talked about in this video are things that a lot of men pick up on instantly that you may think is not a big deal or doesn't matter. This is good to know in understanding the mind of good men, decent men, as that is what I'm all about on this channel. I look forward to seeing y'all in my next video. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.